Hello, good morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit late today. Today is February 12th, 2025, 10:10 a.m. Welcome. Thanks for joining me for another Unfinished Projects with Fen. And I'll be finishing these dandelions today. All right. So we are currently live on YouTube, currently live in the currently live in the Beat Floor Studio Facebook page. And let me go live in the Facebook group. It's going. So good morning, everyone. All right. Looks like we have Karen joining us. Hello, Karen. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're working on. If you've never joined me on one of these live streams, it's where I come on and I work on one of my unfinished projects that I have going on. And I'll be working on these, finishing up these dandelions. I've worked on these dandelions before, so today I'm going to finish it. I was working on it just before we came on. I have like a bunch of these, I have a bunch of these units just lying around. You've seen my mess over here. So I've decided I'm not going to care if I don't have the right units. I'm just going to put it together. I'm sick of it being in this bag. I had a bag of stuff, and you know what? I want it in a vase. I don't want it in a bag. And those of you that are currently watching me in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flower Facebook group, I did not see your comments last week. So if you're currently live, watching me live right now, and you wrote a comment in the group, I'm probably not seeing it. So you need to, scoot your way to on YouTube or something like that, or on the Facebook page. I will still be able to see you in the Beat Flora Studio Facebook page. But if you are in the group, I am not seeing any comments right now. So if you're watching from the group, I'm probably not seeing your comments this week either, because I didn't see it until the stream ended last week. So I am working on these dandelions. Okay, I'm going to set these. Oh, let me switch screens. Oh, okay, let me go switch back to that screen. Before I go on, announcements. Okay, guys, announcements first, okay? Because I have a couple of classes that I will be teaching at the Virtually Ever Crafting event starting in April. So I want to show you my projects that I'll be teaching at the event. Okay, I will be teaching this Enchanted Rose project. So this is a beginner level project. Let me get the code up. So if you want to sign up for this class, take a picture of the QR code, and then it'll take you to the page where you can sign up, virtuallyevercrafting.com. Okay. And it is a beginner level class, 1 hour class. When is it? April 23rd, I believe, from like 5 to 6 or 5:30 to 6:30, something like that. And if you missed the class, you can watch the live replay. So that's what I have going on. So the flower is about 3 inches. It's about 3 inches in height. Perfect beginner level project. Okay. And I have this. Is it a cloche? Yes, it's a cloche. So, and I got a message I shared it yesterday, and someone already said they signed up for the class. So if you're a beginner and looking for a class for making beaded flowers, perfect class for you. Okay, looks like we have Janet watching and Louise watching from the Netherlands. Hello, everyone. Okay. And for my seasoned students, for those that would like a little bit of a challenge, I have this class also at the Virtually Ever Crafting. Okay, so the QR code's there. Take a picture of it, and it'll take you to the page to sign up. So for this sunflower necklace, actually I have two colorways. So this one, so this one or this one. Same class, it's just a different colorway. All right, so I forget the day, but it's a 3-hour class. So I hope you can join me. If you liked my last class for the daisy necklace, the daisy necklace was more of an kind of like an intermediate level project. That is just kind of like a jumping point in learning how to make jewelry using French beaded flower techniques. So this more intermediate / advanced project. So I'll just show you the back. I kind of did a UFO unfinished projects live on this. So you kind of seen how I did it. But each one of these is its own unit, and then we're attaching it using jewelry making techniques. So if you want more information on this class, QR code is on the screen. Take a picture and sign up for that class. Again, also there's a replay. If you missed the 3-hour class, you can watch the replay for a limited time. All right, let me get that out of the screen, switch screens, and then we can get to work. Okay, for those of you joining me right now, let me know where you're watching from and what project you're working on. I'll be working on my dandelions, finishing up my dandelions. And like I said, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it being in the bags. And I've decided that I'm just going to willy-nilly attach it. Whatever units I have, I'm going to attach it. So I'm not making any more units. So for this one, well, this one I already had from a while ago. This one, I don't have the outer calyx, but you know what? I decided, whatever, I'm just going to attach it and call it a day, because it just needs to be assembled. It just needs to be assembled. All right, let me get the QR code off of the screen. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to, so I just started flossing the stems, because if you've followed me for any length of time, I'm all about flossing the stems. So that's practically what I'll probably be doing today. So if you watch my stream from Friday, you know that I'm just getting over something. I'm sick. And on Friday, I was like, oh, it's the tail end, and I'm probably feeling better. And I was feeling better because I was pretty lively on that stream, going on my rants, But that afternoon, I was just not feeling well again. And I was not well all weekend. So it's just like the congestion is gone, the sore throat is gone, but like I was just feeling weak. And then on Friday, I decided to test. And what do you know? I have COVID. I've avoided it all this time. My family's had COVID, and I've avoided it. um, I've taken, like, it was in my house. The first time it was in my house for 3 weeks and I did not catch it. And I was exposed to my dad one time in the car as him, and I did not catch it. And my son had it again this year, just the beginning of the school year. My oldest had it, and then my husband caught it from him, and I was fine. So I said, "Oh, I'm immune." I'm immune to this COVID thing. I mean, I was wearing masks. I was doing other things to avoid getting it, but I mean, when I know that it's in my house, I avoided them and didn't catch it. But let me go take my son, my youngest, to a field trip. And lo and behold, I got the vid. Sure enough. So I'm just a little weak still. Still a little weak. Trying to do some beading, and well, I tried to do some beading because I got some projects that I need to announce soon for things, for bead alongs and whatnot. And I could not bead for long. So for those of you guys, if you had COVID, let me know how long it lasts, because it's been more than a week. I started showing symptoms last Monday, and now it's this Wednesday. So it's been a while. I tested 2 days ago, and I still had it 2 nights ago. So maybe I'll test again today, because all right. How much of this I need to floss out? And I realized that it's not the right color floss, but you know what? It's okay. I'm in that mind frame where it's okay. Scissors. So I have less energy today than I did on Friday, which is weird. So but less sniffling today, so which is good. Less sniffling, but less energy. Okay, this one I already flossed, and this one I already flossed. These, I didn't do it today. It was already done from whenever I released this pattern, like 2 years ago. So 2 years ago. All right. And last time I beaded some of the petals, I took it apart to attach the outer petals because at that time I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't feel like doing that. And you know what? That was valid. So you just need some time sometimes to undo it, to redo. Okay, so this one. Okay, what should we chat about today? Last week, I had a whole chat about wire, about the different types of wires. What kind of if you missed last week's stream, I went over the Better Homes and Gardens magazine that came out last year, February 2024, where we got a lot of new members from, which we are absolutely grateful. But there was a lot of misinformation that was in the magazine and you guys had lots of questions. We've been getting lots of questions in the group about wire. So I spent last week going on a little rant about wire and the different types of wires. So let me know what you want to chat about today. Okay. So the beads that I used for this pattern, you zoom in a bit. The beads I used for this pattern are Japanese Matsuno Dynamite beads and also Venetian vintage beads. And well, I guess when you're working with seed beads, like even though they are the same size, their size 11s, or their advertised size, they may not be the same size when you use your eyeballs. And as far as using these beads for French beading, it's fine. Ooh, what is this here? What is this? Something on my finger. I don't know. Anyways, I'm easily distracted. But when you use your eyes, they look different. And as far as using these beads for French beading, it's fine. There shouldn't be an issue. Like you can use any types of seed beads for French beading. Because this French beading is pretty forgiving in that you can use any seed beads you want. And for me, I use kind of like the middle of the road beads. I don't use super expensive beads because we use a lot of beads. But I don't want to use the cheap beads because you can kind of tell by looking at it. Like when you use the Chinese beads, they're irregular and you can just see with your eyes that it just doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing. It does not please me when I look at flowers made using those beads. But if you are a beginner and want to practice with those beads, that's fine too. And there's someone in our group asking, like, do like the type of beads matter? And because her beads broke, Like, I don't think I've had beads, Chinese beads. I've used them before, from like Michael's Crafts, or when I first started beading, I used those beads, and I haven't had an issue using, as far as breaking, I haven't had issues with Chinese beads. But I do have issues just, because I'm a bead snob now. I'm a bead snob. Um, I do have an issue with it just by looking at it. It's like, I don't like it. They are still, there are some plastic beads and there's glass beads, and they still don't please me. What I find funny is that people will give me beads. Like, I've had family members just like give me beads. Maybe it's like they had leftover or something, and I just look at it and go, why would you give me beads? Like, I am such a snob when it comes to these beads. Um, why would you give me like such crappy beads? But of course, I smile and say, "Oh, sorry," and say thanks, because that's the polite thing to do. But please don't give me beads, because I have my preferences. And I have enough beads. Okay, looks like we have. Okay, I might not say your name correctly, and I am sorry. Okay, looks like we have. Is it Elia joining us? Hello, Elia. And let's see if. Okay, I do not know what you wrote. Sorry. I think that's Russian. I think you wrote in Russian, but there's no translator on here, so I'm not sure what you said. But based on all the emojis, the hearts, I'm gonna assume that it's something very good. So thank you. Appreciate the hearts and the kissy faces. Okay, so hello, thanks for joining me. Uh, if you are just joining me, I am, working on some of my unfinished projects, and which today are my dandelions, and I am just flossing the stems. And I am going to stay until it is done. Okay, I don't think it'll take too long, but it's ready 10:30. So, but I will finish. I've been basically stuck on my couch all week and a half. It's been a week and a half. I slept on the couch because I didn't want to get my husband sick. So I don't know why I'm sewing or saying so. I wasn't about to say anything. One of the things that I've been trying to get better at is to avoid saying and using non-words and filler words. A lot of the filler words are like so. What else? That's all I can think of right now. So, can't think of it. And I've been trying to avoid going a lot. I know that's a huge thing. Like when most people talk, they, especially, I mean, if you are doing a thing like going on live and you fill up the space with things like when you're trying to talk. And I realize after watching some of my lives back that I do go I have, like, when I was recording my videos and editing them, I realized that I was doing that a lot, and it makes editing my videos a very not so fun experience. It's not that I edit out the but sometimes I do. I'll like lower the volume in the audio for the or I get rid of some of them, not all of them, but I do that. And one of the things that I've been trying to do is reduce that in my speech. And I realize, and when I've done that, it just makes the video editing process a lot easier. So, but when I'm doing the lives, when I'm coming on here, I still do the which is unavoidable sometimes, but I am trying to not do that. I think I need to have it in the back of my mind every single time. If it's not in my mind, then I'll keep doing it. So I need to have it in my mind of something not to do to be more aware. And from what I learned, the thing to avoid that in your speech, all the filler words and the ums in your speech, is to, if you can't think of what to say, if you're thinking about what to say, and those things come out of your speech, then just be silent. And it's okay to be silent. It's okay to be quiet and just let people process what you're saying. And it looks like we are still not getting any, what's the word? See, I didn't say I just let it be quiet. So I'm still not getting comments in the group. So if you are watching in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, I am not seeing your comments. So I'm sorry if you said hi and I'm not saying hi back. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I just can't see your comments. Okay. So you can find me if you want to chat with me. Head over to YouTube or the Facebook, the Bead Floor Studio Facebook page, and you can interact with me in the chat. So, all right. So I have this flower done. Okay, I need 2 more. We're almost there. Okay, so this leaf here was one of the, I think, initial prototypes. It's not the best, but I'm going to use it. This one might be one of the later ones, so it's okay if it's not perfect. This one is just of some random units that I threw together. I don't even know if it's all there, but it's here. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Oh, what a mess over here. Okay. Yes. What happened here? Do I have other embroidery floss that's not tangled? Okay, looks like April. Hello, April from Virginia. Thanks for joining me. I know you probably popped over from the Facebook group to you. Oh, you're on the Facebook page. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for popping over there, saying hi. Let me know what you're working on, April. Okay. I'm just gonna cut this here because okay. Did something happen to my stream? Am I still on? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. It was frozen for a second, so I'm just gonna cut this and deal with it later. Okay, and I'm drinking my mushroom coffee. I haven't had it since Friday, but I'm gonna drink it today. No dandelions. Last week I had dandelions in my coffee too, dandelion root, but not today. But kind of fitting. It would be fitting for me to drink that today, but I didn't. All right. And I do buy the embroidery floss in the cones because I do use a lot of embroidery floss. All right, almost done because I've got two left. Well, that was a long pause. I just, wow. Sorry, I blanked out for a minute. Start talking, and then just, what's the word? I just blanked out and started talking and just stopped. All right. All right. Looks like, okay, Natia, hello. Okay, switched over to the group, to the Facebook page. Awesome. Okay, so I can see all y'all's comments now. Sorry, you also caught a cold and a cough. Ooh, yeah. So my cough, I don't think I really had a cough. It was more like sore throat, and it went away after a little bit, but I'm sorry you got a cough too. Like there are so many nasty things going around. Hope you feel better soon. I hope I feel better soon because as a mom to 3 kids, it's kind of hard. We're not feeling good. All right, April says, I'm working on Lazy Daisy, and that rhymes, with red beads on black wire for petals and yellow beads on peridot wire for the translucent, of course. Peridot wire, yellow beads. I'm excited to see that, April. Excited to see how that looks like. I'm gonna trust you on your choices. I'm gonna trust you on your life choices and see and see what it looks like. Mm. All right. And also, since I'm not feeling well, I can't hang out with my friends. So I'm feeling kind of lonely. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Uh, I actually was going to hang out with Mary Lamb. She's in our group last week, but I was still sick, and then also Mary got sick. So Mary, so hopefully we'll see each other hopefully next week or the following week. We're both not sick. We can be together. I haven't seen Mary in quite a few years. Even though we live pretty close. I haven't seen Mary in a while. I miss you, Mary. Okay. Okay. And I'm just flossing. If you are just joining me, I am working on my unfinished projects. And in this case, I am flossing this dandelion poof, dandelion puff. And I did not follow my own pattern because, well, I mean, I followed my pattern, but I just used whatever units were left and I just put it together. These were just my extras. These were extras from when I worked on the pattern. The options were either to, I don't know, take it apart or just leave it sit or put together what you have. And today I've decided to put together what I have. Mm. It now twisted the floss. Sorry, I'm still distracted by this thing on my hand. What is this? Okay. So Natia says, no, unfortunately not yet. Caught it 2 days ago. In Germany, when you catch a code, they say a code comes for 2 days, stays for 2 days, and goes away for 2 days. Got 4 days to go. Okay, so for me, in my time frame, that time frame has gone. Right? I've had it for more than 2 days, stayed for more than 2 days. In the last 2 days, that has gone and passed. So that has gone and passed. You think I would learn from my previous mistakes in the past where I've supervised the kids' field trips. Every single time I have caught a sore throat, but this is the first time I've caught COVID. Um, and it still did not, and I still volunteered to do it. It's like, did I, it's not only until I caught it this year and feeling like absolute crap did I say, "Oh, it's the school bus." I should not go on the school bus. The kids are fine. Um, my friend who was also on the bus is fine. She didn't catch it. So my husband is thinking that I probably caught it at the actual location and not on the bus. So, see? I said so. I'm trying to avoid using these filler words when I talk. Trying to improve on my speech, on my communication skills. To avoid filler words. Okay. Hello, Allah. Good evening. Okay. Be careful and take care, she says. Yes, I'm taking care. Woo! But just being at home all week by myself, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. So thanks for hanging out with me. Okay. And I said I'm going to hang out until this is done. So if you don't want to hang out with me for more than an hour, you're welcome to, go and do your own thing. But if you're hanging out, hello, thank you. I'm just going to finish this dandelion. I was going through my drawer of unfinished projects and just kind of feeling some sort of way about it, because I just know realistically that in my lifetime, I probably will not finish all of my unfinished projects. And that is just, I don't know how to feel about that. Because I need to always come up with new projects. Like, that's what I should be working on today. Projects that, current projects that I need to do to get my projects out, get my classes out, right? But I usually don't have time to finish all of these little nitty gritty things like flossing stems for a previous project. Ooh, yum. Okay. Says everything will be finished one day. No, it won't. It won't. That's what I'm saying. I won't finish it. But yes, I agree. My health is most important, and I would not be on today if I can't do it. Right? I also need company. So that is also good for my health, right? Just hang out with y'all, hang out with like-minded people, doing some similar things. I've been lying on the couch. What did I do? I've been lying on the couch all week. And then I did try to do some beading because I'm like, I am just sitting here on the couch. I can do some beading, right? But no, like my arm was like just so tired. I was just like, I'm just sitting here. Why is my arm so tired? So I did some beading, but then I had to stop. So I think I will test maybe later on tonight because I feel like I'm on the mend, but maybe like mental health wise, well, physically I'm on the mend. As opposed to last week, it is on the mend. But mental health wise, uh, I don't know. I don't think anyone is doing okay right now. Who is doing okay? So I do need to go out, get some sun at least. But it's snowing today. Nothing worse than being sick and then for the weather to be crappy. I mean, at least if you're sick, if there is sun, you can just like, oh, it's at least it's sunny today and you can see it streaming through the windows. But it's snowing, which is expected for where I live. And apparently, some of the school systems here don't have school. But my kids have school. I looked outside earlier and there's a lot of snow. Beautiful snow. But I'm not ready for it. I'm never ready for snow. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of excited that this is almost done. Okay. All right. Natia says, I feel the same way when I'm not sleeping. I just sit in the living room and watch a bit of TV or check our Facebook group to see what beautiful new flowers have been posted. That's basically what I've been doing. It's just like I can't bead. Like I was just my arms were just so exhausted. Just lying there was just like even just sitting there was exhausting. So I just lied there, watched some YouTube, uh, watch videos. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like in my own head. I just realized that I haven't talked in a bit, but just in my own head, thinking about stuff. And you know what they say, it's okay. Silence is okay. You don't always need to fill the void with something to say. It's okay to be silent and just be while we just work on our projects together. We can just be and do our own thing. Okay. Almost. Ready to assemble. Kind of. I have this still. This is something I didn't have enough wire. And do I just abandon this thing? I don't feel like finishing it right now. Do I just abandon it and not finish it and just let it be? Or do I finish it? Because I think I have enough leaves. I don't need this. But if I don't finish it, it's just a thing lying around, which I am trying to avoid. Let's take a vote. What should I do? You want me to finish it or not finish it? What do you guys say? Tell me what I should do. Okay. Okay, Allah says, Fan, let's talk about how you start making beaded flowers. And what about you, my friends? Okay, so Allah wants to know, want you guys to put in the chat. Oh, here, I'll put the message, I'll put the thing up. She wants to know how you guys started beading. Okay, April says finish it. Okay. All right, April. Let me go get some, let me get off my butt, get some wire. Oh, what do you think of my salmon pants? Nice and salmon. Nice and pink. I know you think I'm over here all in black? No. Pink pants. All right, and Allah says finish it. All right. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Long beads. Let me get the right beads. I already had some beads strung on this here. Grab the right beads. I think it's here because I use the Venetian beads. Oh, look at all these beads. These are the Venetian beads I got. Okay, something just fell. This just fell. Where can I put it so it doesn't fall? I'm just going to take it out for now so it doesn't fall everywhere. Okay. A lot of Venetian beads. Bead spinner. Okay. Okay, Natia says, let me show the comment. Is it showing? My mouse is acting weird. So it's just, what else is new? Things aren't working, right? What else is new? Okay, Natia says, where to get the large embroidery floss cones in America? And how much a cone costs. Here in Europe, I have never seen such large cones anywhere. Okay, so these are also DMC, same brand as the ones that, let me see if I can take out the sticker for y'all to see. Oh, I can't take off the sticker. Can you see the, okay, yeah, there you go. It's also DMC floss. And I got this at embroidery.com. I think it's embroidery.com, but there are a few places online that you can order the embroidery floss cones. But I did get this at embroidery.com. And there are times where you can actually find it on eBay. So depending on where you might get the best price, I've gotten it off eBay and I have gotten it off embroidery.com. This is a little bit more expensive, but if you can't find the right colors on eBay, then embroidery.com. I don't know if they ship to Europe. So, ooh, it's heavy. My cart hasn't caved yet. Okay, so Allah says, how did you start beading? It started in, when did I start beading? Well, I started beading when I was a little kid. When I was still living in China, I remember, how old was I? I didn't start beading as a little kid like that. I was like, what, 4 or 5 or 6? I went to my cousin's house and there was like the strand of pearls on their wall. And that is when I became enamored with beads. Like there was a pearl, like a strand of pearls, like on their wall. And I was like, wow, that's cool. And that's when I first kind of got exposed to beads. And when we came to the US and my parents worked at this Chinese restaurant, and right next to the Chinese restaurant was a craft store, Accents Crafts, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If anyone in this area, if you remember Accents Crafts, I would go next door to the craft store and I would get beads and start and just do stuff. I bought beads. I bought, other things too besides beads. It's a craft store. uh, but I would get beads, and I bought wire. What type of wire? I think like really thin wire, maybe not 30 gauge, but I think it was galvanized steel wire. And I would start making things on my own. When I was in high school, or actually when I was in the 6th grade, the crafts that I was into was, do you guys remember friendship bracelets? I think it's coming back right now, friendship bracelets. In 6th grade, I would make friendship bracelets. And what I did was I would put beads on the embroidery floss, and then I would kind of uh, write names on there instead. So I would do the regular, friendship bracelets with the embroidery floss, but then I would add beads onto it. And that's how I got into kind of merging the two crafts together. And then at one point in high school, I'm like, what if I did all the beads instead of using floss too? So instead of doing floss and beads, embroidery floss and beads, I started just doing beads. And that's just so kind of like using the same techniques as making friendship bracelets with the floss, but instead of, doing whatever with the embroidery floss, I did it with beads. And I would spell out names using the beads. And like my classmates were like so enamored with it, and they like asked me to make them bracelets with their names and stuff. So that's how I got into, just beads in general. So now, where was I? You guys voted, said I should finish it. All right, so we have Puggo Biscuit joining us. Hello, Puggo Biscuit. Cute name. Watching from California. Current project is bead embroidered brooch. Okay, I've only just found you, but already know your stuff is amazing. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for beating along with me. Okay, so I need to add some wire on here. Okay, so now I need to decide, do I take this off and add wire here, or do I add wire here and then finish it like this? I think I'm going to take this off and not deal with it. I'm going to take this off. Okay. So where am I? Where am I in my story? I'm in high school now. And I was making bracelets for people in my school. And that's how I kind of got into Sorry, lost my train of thought. I normally can't do two things at once. Can't me to do two things at once when I'm sick. Okay. Okay, so Natia, you said how many are there, please? How many what? How many what? How many of the floss? The embroidery floss? Or, sorry, not sure what you mean. Okay. Okay, and April says, I started a bad bout of postpartum depression to try to occupy my mind over 21 years ago. So that's how April started beading, making French beaded flowers. When she first had her daughter. Okay, so April, I think we were both in the Yahoo group together, and I started beading 23 years ago. So I feel like you've been beading more than 21 years because we were in the same group together. You were there. I remember you were there. You were there. So it's been at least 23 years. You've been beading at least 23 years. Or maybe you joined after me and maybe off by a couple years. I don't know. Okay, so Allah says, so Fen, you are talented. Thank you. Okay. Okay, you are talented since you were a small girl. You know what? Yesterday I spent my evening watching your YouTube channel. Each video makes me feel proud of you. So I asked when you started beading. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I know I am proud of where I've come so far on this YouTube journey. With my first YouTube video, the editing was horrible, the audio was horrible, everything was horrible. But you know what? I came on and I said, I'm just going to do this YouTube thing. So, you know what they say, just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. Because if I didn't start, I would never have improved, right? And now look at me. I am doing live streams, just yapping here with you guys. When I started YouTube 9 years ago, I would not have, in my wildest dreams, did I think that I would be here today just doing live streams. I prefer live streams because I don't have to edit. Let's be honest here. Then I don't have to edit. Because when I do the recordings, I spend hours just editing, right? And it is a lot of work. Like my last edited video was like the beat spinner video, right? It was only like a 3-minute video, but it took me hours to do. I mean, to record and then also to edit it. Okay. Oh, okay. Natia says about the beads. Yes, that was a lot of beads. That was a lot of beads. Yes, girl. Okay, so I'm gonna do, that should be enough wire. Okay, so April says, yes, I think I joined after you. I missed the first 9/11 wreath. Okay, so, all right, so you did join the Yahoo group after I joined. I was in the Yahoo group. The Yahoo group does not exist anymore. I don't know if Yahoo groups still exist, but I don't think so. But that Yahoo group, the French Beaded Flowers, yeah, it was a group that you can get like emails to your inbox with people just discussing beaded flowers. And that I joined. Oh, let's get back to the story. What was I? I was in last I left off. I was in high school and I was making bracelets. Okay, now let's get to college. Now it's college time. Um, so I went to college, and then I was getting into, I still liked beads. I was still into beads. And what happened? Oh, I met my business professor. I made friends with my business professor, and he took me to the Beat and Button show. He was into the arts and stuff like that, and I was studying to be a web designer. Um, so I was studying to be like a graphic communications and slash website designer. That's what I was studying to do. So, and my business professor was really like artsy as well, and so he hired me to do his website, and we became friends. And he found out I was into beadwork, and so he took me to the Beat and Button show, and we went we went shopping at the bead store too, which I make friends with the weirdest, not weird, like I wouldn't say weird. Um, I just make friends with the most unlikely people. Like so so I became friends with my business professor, and we started just hang out together, doing these artsy things. I was working on his website, and then we did, and what? Yeah, I was doing the beading, and he bought like one of my flowers. I think I made a sunflower. No, not a sunflower. Oh, I remember. It was Virginia Nathanson's Fantasia. So if you go into her book and look for the Fantasia flower, it was one of Mrs. Nathanson's fantasy flowers, and I made that, and my professor bought it from me. So, and then I also made a sunflower. I made Daleen Kelly's sunflower, and I submitted it for like I think like a craft show at the school. Did not win. Did not win. But yeah. Oh, back to the story. Back to the story. Uh, I was in college, and I was looking up more beadwork stuff. My professor and I, we went to the Beat and Button show. He, uh, as a gift, he bought me like a beading book, and I still have it to this day. It's like on how to make like netted necklaces. But after that, I was like, this was 2001 or two. Well, like April said, she joined shortly after like the 9/11 wreaths. Um, it's like right shortly after I joined the Yahoo group. It was right, it was around 9/11, and people were led by Ro is in our group, Rosemary Kurtz. She was also in the Yahoo group. And Ro was leading some of the people into making beaded flowers for the 9/11 wreaths. So if you look up on Rosemary's website, rosemarykurtz.com, you'll be able to find the wreaths that people made for 9/11. So I'm with the timeline, I am going back and forth. Sorry. I am sorry. I'm going back and forth with the timeline. But anyways, so went to the Beat and Button show, and then I was so hooked. With beading, that I was just going online looking for more beadwork ideas, and I came upon. I think I came upon Daylene's website, Daylene Kelly's website, which she doesn't have a website anymore. I also came upon Kimberly Chapman's website. I came upon Diana Burns. Diana is currently in our Facebook group. And their work, Diana's work, was so inspiring. And at that time, I'm just looking at her work and I was just in awe. Like, in my mind, I was just doing these netted necklaces. How can I make work as amazing as Diana's? And I said, I cannot. In my mind, I said, I can't do this. It looks so hard. But look at what I'm doing right now, right? Coming up with my own patterns. But in my mind at that time, I said, that looks so hard. I cannot do this. Okay. I'm just going to lace these here. But I could not get it out of my mind. The beaded flowers just kept calling me. I just kept going back every day, looking at those flowers. And mind you, I was supposed to be, doing homework and whatnot because I was in college. I should not have been, scrolling the internet, looking at beaded flowers. And then eventually I said, I'm going to try. So I tried and failed because I couldn't read patterns and I kind of mixed up. I was trying to follow a French beaded flower pattern using Victorian techniques. And eventually my first flower was a rose, and it was a Victorian rose, which I gave to my great aunt. So I don't have my very first rose. It's not a French beading rose anyways. Okay. And eventually I was able to figure out, thanks to Daylene Kelly's website, her tutorial, I was able to figure out the techniques for making French beaded flowers. And that's how I started beading. That's how I started French beaded flowers. Okay, Natia wants to know, is the Beaten Button show still on or back? Everything was canceled during COVID. Beaten Button show, Beaten Button magazine is canceled forever. So unfortunately, I taught at the Beaten Button show for the first time in 2019. And that was the same year that my first book came out. And right after that, COVID came, and then the Beaten Button show was canceled and the magazine was canceled. And it was happening already from the show was, getting to be slow. It was already happening. And COVID just made the process go faster. Not that, it just hastened the process of being canceled. So what was already happening just happened a lot faster thanks to COVID. Oh, April says, I remember I signed some of my emails Ro because I was known in all my other groups as Rodent or Ro for short and had to start using my real first name. I did not know that. I did not know that. I just remember, yeah, I kind of remember the rodent thing. Kind of, now that you mention it. But now that you mention it, I've seen, like, in your email is rodent or something like that. Mm. Yes, it's been a long journey. And now it's been like 23 years. But I didn't start doing the whole teaching thing until late 2015, early 2000, yeah, late 2015, early 2016. That's when I started my YouTube channel. And at that time, I wasn't that great of a designer. I wasn't really designing much, but I said, I'm just gonna do this thing, right? So I decided I'm just gonna go on here and then just do it, just do the thing. And I did the thing. Went on here, put up some crappy YouTube videos, and somehow you guys found me somehow through my crappy videos and said, I'm gonna hang out with you, even though your videos kind of suck. And during COVID is when I said, I'm just going to be consistent with making videos and tutorials. I was the most consistent during COVID and tried to come up with a video every single week. At that time, we were doing school at home. It was a hard time trying to make videos, and also my oldest was in third grade. Third grade? Yeah. And my middle kid was in first grade when it happened. We were just trying to do this schooling thing. It's hard to imagine. It just felt like it just happened, but my oldest is going to be in high school next year, and he was in third grade when this whole COVID thing started. Okay. Oh, back to the Beaten Button thing. There's no more Beaten Button show or Beaten Button magazine, but there are other shows going on that I'm not interested in traveling to at this time, because one, I got young kids that I need to take care of, so I can't be traveling all over the place. The only reason why I was able to do the Beaten Button show was because it's right in my city, right? The Beaten Button magazine is right in my city, and the Beaten Button magazine headquarters is in my city, and the Beaten Button show was in Milwaukee, which is like 20-30 minute drive away. So I have been to the Beaten Button show because it is so close to me, right? If it was any other place besides Milwaukee or Waukesha, I would not have been able to do the Beaten Button show when I did it because how old were my kids? My 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 oldest at the time was in first grade. Uh, my second child was in kindergarten, and I had a baby at the time. So I would not have been able to do the Beaten Button show when I did it if it was not in my city. So in that respect, I was very lucky that I was able to teach at the Beaten Button show when I did. Okay. Look, guys, I finished it. And also, if it weren't for COVID, I would not have started teaching online as much, I guess. Even though I was on YouTube, I was not teaching online besides the YouTube videos. It's only after COVID that I was focusing more on teaching online, which other people are. Oh, speaking of, I'm going to do a plug here. Speaking of Beaten Button alternatives, the virtually ever crafting event started 5 years ago because there was no more Beaten Button show. It was started because the Beaten Button show was canceled. And that is the event that I'll be teaching in April. For the classes that I showed just right in the beginning of this live here, the beaded rose and also the beaded sunflower necklace. So if you want to support me, please sign up for that class. Totally appreciate it. So that's one way to support me because it is a newer venue for me. The coordinators asked me last year to join them because I was a newer Beaten Button instructor. They did not know, like the other instructors didn't really know about me to ask me to teach when the event first started, but they rediscovered me. They discovered me again and asked me to teach at this event. It is a virtual event, so anyone can join. So again, the website is Virtually Ever Crafting. So now it doesn't really matter where you are. If you don't live in Milwaukee, you can still join me and other Beaten Button show instructors of the past and learn how to, bead and other things. Right. Okay, did I finish my story? Did I finish my story? I think I did. I mean, that's how I started beading. The timeline was all over the place. But I guess the main takeaway is just start. Just start doing stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. My stuff weren't. And when I first started beading or started making French beaded flowers, the flowers sucked, right? It sucked. So my flowers look great now because I've been doing this for 23 years. But all that wire going all over the place. Okay, so Allah says, oh, you want the website? Okay. I'm going to type it in here. Virtually Ever Crafting. virtuallyevercrafting.com. Let me just look it up and get you the link. Okay. Okay, link is in the chat, guys. So when I cut this, it's like flying everywhere. When am I gonna? I'll probably find these sometime when I clean up. But all right, you gotta cut all this. Oh yes. Anyways, the virtuallyevercrafting.com is the event that started because Beaten Button Show ended. And last year, they came to me and said, Fan, you want to teach here? And I said, okay. And that's another thing too for me is like at that time, I I've I've been doing mostly just I've been playing it safe. I've been doing just recording my classes, playing it safe, right? And I've not done Zoom classes, or I did not do Zoom class. I have not done Zoom. I mean, you guys have been on a Zoom with me. I've been on a Zoom with you guys, and I know Louise has been on like my previous Zooms. I don't know who else I've met through Zoom, but we were doing we weren't doing classes, but we were doing Zooms and we were just hanging out together, beating and stuff like that. And I did not teach a Zoom before. So all I've done was recording videos, editing them so that appears, perfect and stuff like that. I can edit out things that didn't go right. So I took a chance and said, okay. And that's how I guess my mindset when it comes to things is I will say yes. Most of the time, I will say yes. Even if it scares me, I will accept the opportunity to try. Because if you don't try, you don't know. And my first classes did not do so well last year. Well, last October. I did the necklace, and also I offered the headband. You guys did not like that. You didn't care for it. I don't know. It's because the projects were too basic or something like that. I mean, yes, it was basic, but to offer, I guess, for a class for French beading, you need to, for a venue that I've never done before, of course, you need to do a class that is beginner level friendly, because not everyone's gonna, you know the techniques. In our group, I can offer some more elaborate projects, but for a new venue where where the people don't know you yet, like I was a new teacher for that venue, so they weren't interested in the basic projects, even though I mean the headband was not a basic project. It was like so cool. And all of these projects, it's just because and also like with this necklace here, right? It looks like a basic project, but when we are doing jewelry, like a basic looking project does not use basic. I mean, we did use the basic technique, but you know what I'm saying. We're not using beginner level techniques. It took a lot of thought and engineering to put that together. So, but to the untrained eye, It looks just like a, too basic. It's too basic. That is the feedback that I got. But when I'm trying to design a class for a newer venue, I'm like, okay, it needs to be basic. But I totally understand. They don't know me. They don't know me yet, and they probably still don't know me. So okay. So Allah says, actually, for me, Fen, I couldn't manage the wire for accessories. I only tried your leaves earring, but save the PDF one day. I will make it. All right. Looking forward to it. I know you can do it. You've been beading for what? You've been with me since COVID. So that's like what? At least 4 or 5 years. So I believe you can do it. Based on your skills, I know you can. Okay. Almost done. And then I'm going to assemble this here. All right, let's assemble. Okay, all that talking, I'm thirsty. I had some soup here for breakfast, but it's hard to eat because then after I eat, I get nauseous. Okay, let's assemble. Okay, let's do this. Let's sort these leaves first. I think I went on a rant on so many things. I don't know even where I'm at. Rant rise. I don't know how I started on the rant, but I went on it. Let's do these first. These, I don't even know if I need so many of the leaves here. And the floss is not all the same color, which is okay. It's okay. All right. Okay, how am I going to do this? How did I attach this? Let me look at my directions. Assembly. Okay. Position the assembled stems at varying heights. Wrap with fluoro tape. That's easy enough. Okay. Okay, varying heights, she said. And she is me. Got one flower, one starting to bloom flower, one like wilting flower, and two little poofs. Okay, varying heights, floor tip. Okay. All right, now what else do I need to do? Attach leaf units with assembly wire. Attach leaf B units assembly wire. Wrap the wire around securely. Okay. All right. I can do that. Assembly wire. Okay. Got some 30 gauge wire here. That's what I'm going to use. These are just like, somehow I have all these scraps here. Okay, Natia says, I also started beading several years ago when I was in my early 20s. Spent a lot of time in public libraries. In the section with the craft books, there I looked for ideas on what I could do with beads. Start with bracelets, a beaded silk, wire stars, Easter eggs, and those little crocodiles. Ooh, that sounds fun. They're often made as beginner projects with beaded animals. Okay, I didn't get to grips with this Japanese technique with the beaded animals, and I switched back to jewelry. I took a long break when I had my daughter, and then about 8 years ago, I searched the net for instructions for beaded flowers, and the first thing that I found was Fen's YouTube channel. Yay! Made a bouquet for my parents' golden anniversary just from those videos, and from tutorials from Fen and Lauren. Yay! Okay. I'm still getting comments from like my old videos. Okay, I want to hold it up. It's a lot easier for me to hold it up like this. It's hard to try to assemble like this, where you can see from this camera, but it's like hard for me to do. It's easier for me to assemble when I'm just holding the dang thing up. I'm doing the smaller ones first. Okay. What are the chances that I will make a pink dandelion? Very unlikely. I have so many projects I need to finish. I don't think I will spend more time making dandelions leaves. I think I was kind of saving the leaves for when I make a pink version. But you know what? I'm just gonna finish attaching this and just have this as a win. That's something that I finished. Alrighty. Ta-da! Wow, my face looks scary when I did that. Okay. All right. Need to do some trimming. Use this one. Okay. April says, did you say wilting flower? Yes, I said wilting flower. I did every stage. This one, April, is the wilting one. I use a darker orange, and then I added like brown to the top. So we have I did every stage of the dandelion, and we have there's the bud, there's the, I guess, blooming flower, wilting flower, and then the little poofs, that you blow, right? So. Okay. Okay, yes, Natia, it is quite heavy. When I hold on to it like this, it is quite heavy. Or not too heavy. Not really. I guess not. Yeah, I've had heavier. So this is, um, compared with the stuff I've done before, this is not that heavy. Okay. I've had heavier, is what I'm saying. Okay. So it all depends on how long you want this stem, right? You can have it longer or shorter. I'm just going to wrap this all up. If I need to trim it, I will trim it. Okay, all right. I've got a call from my kid's school. Hang on. Hello?
Hello. This is an important message from the school district of Waukesha. To listen to this message, please stay on the line. Good afternoon. This is a reminder that tomorrow, February 13th, students will be released at 1:40 p.m.
Okay. That's how it is. I got to answer the school calls. Okay. Shape these. So the way I'm shaping this, I'm well, just more for more stability sake. I'm folding it like this and then bending it out. So this pattern is on my website, the PDF, and there's some video along with it. I think I did have this up. No, I don't. Okay, so if you want to find this pattern along with the video, it is at beadflora.com. All right. Yay, finally did it. Finally did it. Okay, do I have a vase to put it in? My original one is on my dining room table. It was part of the collab project that I did with Lauren a couple years ago with the cosmos and the California poppies. And in that sculpture, that summer flower sculpture, I included dandelions in there. So the original dandelions that I made is in that sculpture. So now I finally have some more dandelions to look at. And I know people just don't appreciate dandelions, but I appreciate dandelions. I know I actually have to say with the crazy eyes when I said that. I had to say it with the crazy eyes. Okay. All done with the dandelions. And that's it. That's today's live. Thank you. I normally don't do 2 hours, but thanks for hanging out with me, spending this time with me while I'm sick. So I'm not so lonely. Thank you. You guys made my day a little bit brighter. Okay. And again, I'm gonna plug my classes for this Bean Button Show Alternative event. So if you want to learn how to make French beaded flowers, we have a beginner project for Enchanted Rose. I'm going to put the QR code up. So you can take a picture of the QR code if you want to take this class. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support for this event. And also, we have this French beaded sunflower necklace. So the QR code is up. Take a picture of the QR code. It'll take you to the sunflower necklace. All right. That's it for today. I am exhausted. I'm ready for a nap. I'm sure some of you are as well. So thank you for joining me today. Enjoy the day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week.